Okay, so a lot just happened. We have a woman who's passed out now. What are we supposed to do about this?
Narracot, I need my bag as soon as possible.
Okay, thank you for reminding me. I totally forgot he said that. So, upstairs to get the bag. Wait, cinematic on the stairs? What's going on? Is that normal? Alright, never mind then. I guess I thought something was going to happen, but nothing did. Okay, now just to remember which room is the doctor's. I don't think it's this room. Oh, the one door I didn't check. Of course. Okay, we've got his doctor's kit. Let's see if the woman's still breathing. Does not look good. Wait, where did they all go?
Fresh flowers. Quite pretty.
Is the party over? Did I take that long? Did everyone just go home?
Mrs. Rogers needs my help. I'd best try to find Dr. Armstrong's medical bag and deliver it to him immediately.
Where the hell did he go, though? He was just out there. Where did they move the woman? To the dining room? Oh my god, they've literally all vacated. This was all an elaborate prank.
Everything in its place.
Are they in the pool room, maybe? No. Also, somebody in the comments told me that this is snooker, or whatever it's called, where all the balls are actually red, and it's not actually pool, so I'm just an idiot for not knowing what that is.
Locked.
I've never heard of that game. To be fair, I don't play much billiards. Where did everybody go? I am amazed. The house is empty. Did I glitch or something? Starting to feel like I might have soft locked myself. No clues as to where our entire... Oh, I get it. It's the title, and then there were none. I get it. That's the game, everybody. Everyone just disappears out of the blue. Are they behind this door? Oh. Hey, I found the library. That's cool, at least. I thought there'd be one of these.
It won't help my brother if I'm drowned in the storm. Mrs. Rogers needs my help. I'd best try to find Dr. Armstrong's medical bag and deliver it to him immediately.
Buddy, you better find Dr. Armstrong. He's just gone. Can we look at the gramophone?
This is neither the time nor the place.
Looks like we took the record as a clue.
Mrs. Rogers needs my help. I'd best try to find Dr. Armstrong's medical bag and deliver it to him immediately.
Dude, I'm going crazy.
Mrs. Rogers needs my help. I'd best try to find Dr. Armstrong's medical bag and deliver it to him immediately.
Okay, I'm gonna reload the save. This is screwy. Maybe I'm just being an idiot and I'm not understanding what's going on, but it feels like something broke. Okay, I searched the guide and it says the door behind the main stairwell. So back here? This one? I don't know. If they're back here, I'm not sure where. There's a couple doors I can try yet. How about this one? Finally, I found them!
We can talk later. For now, I must see to my patient.
Oh, thank God. I thought that everyone left and the party died.
Thank you, Mr. Narracot. I am in your debt.
Okay, so now
Perhaps
what?
we can talk later. For now, I must see to my patient.
Shit. Okay, well, is everyone going to magically have returned to where they were now? I sure hope so. There's a bathroom here. Nothing important. Okay. Well, now what? Where did everybody else go? Are they in their rooms? Because, I mean, there's like a million different things to talk about. We can literally confront all these people about having apparently been responsible for other people's deaths. The one dude was responsible for like 20 deaths of a tribe. Shit's wild.
Now, Rogers, tell us about that extraordinary voice.
It was Mr. Owen, sir. In his letter, he wrote to me to put it on the gramophone once you were all settled in here after dinner.
That was Mr. Owen's voice?
You doubt that it was?
No. I thought I recognized it. I'm sure I'm mistaken.
A disgraceful practical joke.
That's gonna be a
You
clue.
think it was a joke?
What else could it be?
I will need to hear more evidence before offering an opinion.
Mr. Marston and I carried Mrs. Rogers to her room. I gave her a mild sedative. She's resting comfortably.
Whoever it was on that recording, that person knows or has taken the trouble to find out a good deal about us all. He was correct about Seaton. I presided at the trial, but all I did was execute a guilty man.
I remember the case. As I recall, there was some talk.
Happily, guilt and innocence are decided by those of us qualified to make a judgment, not by gossip. Of course, there is one omission in that recording. Mr. Narracott, of course. Although to hear Mr. Blore tell it, he might have earned a place on that list had Mr. Owen been so inclined.
Fuck you, Blore. I hate you. Okay. Well, million people to talk to. Any truth in the accusation against... Wait, let's ask about Seaton first. This is apparently a trial that Lawrence presided over that didn't go right.
What was the gossip concerning the Seaton case?
I'm not one to spread gossip to just anyone about a man as distinguished as Justice Wargrave. If I were certain about it, perhaps. But I'm not.
So he won't budge. We'll have to get it from someone else.
Any truth to the accusation against you?
It's a matter of interpretation, you understand. But I'd have to say, yes.
Tell me more.
Will you tell me how it happened?
Elderly woman. Poor devil. I'd been up all night with an emergency case. My nerves were shot, hands shaking. But I had to operate. I had to try and save her. I had a pick-me-up or two to steady myself, but I bungled it. It wasn't the drink, I swear. It was an accident. Could have happened to anyone in my profession.
Well, if that's true and there was no motive, then that's hardly justification to get put on a murder island.
What brought you here to Shipwreck Island?
Owen sent me a note, asking me to have a look at his wife, who's been suffering from arthritis and muscle spasms.
Good
Just
evening,
lay off
Doctor.
the sauce, man. Okay. Wargrave. I want to talk with Wargrave. This dude's kind of scary, but I like him. Tell me about this shit.
Any truth to the accusation against you?
I remember Seaton perfectly well. Playwright, not a very good one. Charged with the murder of a chorus girl. He was very ably defended and made a good impression on the jury. Nevertheless, it was clear to me he'd done it.
I am grateful for your assistance, Judge Wargrave.
Okay, playwright murders a choir girl, but he is determined that he did it. So let's look for any motive as we go forward as to why he might have wanted to put this man away. And for Miss Vera Claythorne.
Any truth to the accusation against you?
About that child, Cyril Hamilton. I was nursery governess to him.
Yeah, this one's like undisputed,
Will
right?
you tell me how it happened?
I'd like to tell you. Cyril was forbidden to swim out far. One day, my attention was distracted. I couldn't get there in time. It was awful. But it wasn't my fault. At the inquest, the coroner exonerated me. Oh, and his mother. She was so kind. If she didn't blame me, why should this awful thing be said?
Are you sure you're telling me everything?
I'm telling you
not.
all I'm going to, Mr. Narracott.
Yeah, she's holding out on us. There was definitely something that distracted her, and I think it was the older brother that we were told about.
What brought you here to Shipwreck Island?
I was engaged through an agency to be Mrs. Owen's secretary. Nothing remarkable in that, is there?
Thank you for your time, Miss Claythorne.
Yeah, she had the real polite letter, I believe. Okay, how about the old geezer over here?
Any truth to the accusation against you?
Fellow got hold of a detestable rumor, nothing more. Arthur Richmond was one of my officers. I sent him on a reconnaissance, he was killed. Natural course of events in wartime.
I am indebted to you for your help, General Mackenzie.
Marston, how about you?
Any truth to the accusation against you?
He's a
Owen
young
did his
murderer.
research well. The accusation is absolutely true. I don't see that you've earned the right to any details, though.
So he's not even... Wait, no, this is Lombard, not Marston. God damn it, I'm so bad with the faces in this
Will
game.
you tell me how it happened?
Oh, it was written up in the papers at the time. A story of self-preservation, pure and simple. A hunting party lost in the bush. The great white hunter checks the food supplies, assesses his chances, and clears out on his own.
Leaving 21 men to die.
Shit.
Not very Puka Sahib, I'm afraid.
Dude, that's kind of overkill.
What brought you here to Shipwreck Island?
Owen's attorney, a man named Archibald Morris, rang up one day. Wanted to give me 100 guineas to join this house party. I was to put myself at Owen's disposal in case my rather specialized talents were required.
So this guy, Captain Lombard, is a soldier of sorts. He's like a, I don't know, a Green Beret or something.
What specialized talents would those be?
You might say I'm a good man in a scrap.
That'll be all, Mr. Lombard.
Yeah, okay, so he's a fighter. Who else is in this room? Blore. I hate you, Blore.
Any truth to the accusation against you?
Look, Narracott, if that's what you want to call yourself. The rules have changed. Can't you see that? The past is past. It's the present we should be worrying about. Something is not right here.
Okay, so you totally
Will
did
you
it.
tell me how it happened?
All right. Perhaps I was doing the odd favor for the Purcells. But if your brother was framed, I had nothing to do with it. Yes, they paid me to perjure myself about Landor. Thanks to them, I was able to put enough away to set up my own detective agency. Nothing fancy, but I've been straight ever since, I swear.
Landor died.
He got penal servitude for life and died in Dartmoor a year later. Not my fault he was such a delicate man.
It's just following orders, I
What
understand.
brought you here to Shipwreck Island?
I run a little detective agency in Plymouth these days. I'm on a job to protect Mrs. Owen's jewels, the letter said. Mrs. Owen, my foot. I don't believe there's any such person.
Good evening, Mr. Blore.
That explains why in his note he kept on profiling everyone at this party to think if they would be a jewel thief. That makes a lot more sense now. Okay, I overheard you mention... It's a couple things to say. Let's start off with this one, because it's a little off the
I
topic.
overheard you mention St. Trednick to Miss Claythorne.
I was staying at a seaside hotel near St. Trednick this same week of August 4 years ago. That boy Cyril Hamilton drowned near there. It was the talk of the town. His half-brother was much older. Hugo, I think his name was. Cyril was a vile child, by all accounts, but first in line for the family title and estates.
Vile child?
When he died, it all went to Hugo. He was just about Miss Claythorne's age. There was talk of something between them.
You're
okay.
suggesting
Yep.
Vera let the boy drown so the man she loved could inherit?
100%.
That would be idle gossip. I
That's what
don't
happened.
indulge in idle gossip.
That's
I've
totally
only told
what
you
happened.
the facts of the case as I remember them.
100% she killed that
Any
kid.
truth to the accusation against you?
I have always acted in accordance with the dictates of my conscience. I have nothing with which to reproach myself.
And how did it happen?
Will you tell me how it happened?
It was some time before I found out she was what they call in trouble. Her parents were decent folk, too. I'm glad to say they did not condone her behavior when I told them of it.
What happened to Beatrice?
Naturally, I did not keep her an hour under my roof. No one shall ever say that Emily Brent condoned immorality.
How did
I
she
don't
die?
understand what these British
Not
phrases
content
mean.
with having one sin on her conscience, she committed a still graver sin. She took her own life, threw herself in the river. If she had behaved like a decent young woman, she'd be alive today.
You have no regrets?
She made an excellent breakfast. I miss that. Fresh juice every day.
Okay, well, she's selling him a cold-hearted bitch, but I don't even think I understand entirely what this woman is she was talking about. Pressure to suicide or something.
What brought you here to Shipwreck Island?
I received a letter with a signature that was not very easy to read. It purported to be from a woman I'd met at a certain summer resort 2 or 3 years ago. I am quite certain I have never met or become friendly with anyone of the name of Owen.
Good evening to you, Miss Brent.
No one by the name of Owen. Okay. Let's chalk to these two chaps over here. One of them is Marston. The other dude... Okay, so the redhead is Lombard, and this dude is Marston. And I'm not sure what the dude next to him is named. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody at this party is secretly Owens, honestly. I'll bet that one of these isn't even a real person and they just fabricated their whole identity and it's just Owens spectating on the scene like Jigsaw.
Any truth to the accusation against you?
There isn't a word of truth
Oh, it's
in it.
Rogers. I thought that was
Miss
Rogers.
Brady
I
was
I
always
mistaken.
in poor health. Always. From the time we came to her.
Okay, so she
Will
died.
you tell me how it happened?
There was a storm, as fierce as the one brewing outside right now when she was taken bad. The telephone was out of order. I went for the doctor on foot, but he got there too late.
None
Were
of
you
these
mentioned
people...
in the will?
Barely. Certainly not what we were led to believe. She was just saying it, you see, to ensure our devotion to her. Beg pardon. I'm not sure what came over me just then. The strain of tonight, I expect, and worry over Mrs. Rogers, of course.
This is weird. Like, it sounds like almost half the people here didn't actually commit murder, but were just indirectly responsible for accidents. Like, Vera totally killed that kid, I'm positive. This guy, though, that doesn't... I'm not sure I believe it, that he's totally guilty.
What brought you here to Shipwreck Island?
Isn't that obvious, sir? My wife and I were hired through an agency in Plymouth. Manservant, housekeeper, cook, that's what we are.
Thank you, Mr. Rogers.
Okay, and now you, Marston. Any truth?
Any truth to the accusation against you?
The name sounded vaguely familiar. I expect it will come to me.
Oh, he's holding out on
What
us.
brought you here to Shipwreck Island?
Little punk.
Got a wire from a pal of mine, Badger Barkley.
Badger
Surprised me at the
Barkley.
time because I had an idea the old horse had gone to Norway. Told me to roll up here.
That will be enough, Mr. Marston.
Badger Barkley and Spoof Leggard. Must be in cahoots with such outrageous names. Okay, well, that's all the talking we can do, I believe. So I'm gonna go have a look at this new room. So it's a study, is what it looks like. Floor-to-ceiling bookshelves and all that good stuff. A couple of books here we can pick up. Okay, first book is Birding on Devon's Shores. I knew it. I knew that there was going to be a bird puzzle.
Property of Teresa Robson. I transcribed the interesting passages into my notebook.
Okay, we'll give those a quick look, but I don't think we're going to need this right now. Page 8, under a leisurely hunt on the placid shores of Slapton Key, Pied Avoset, Hang on, I'm kind of good at pronouncing Latin words. Recurvarostra Avosetta. The plentiful Pied Avocots that once frequented the brackish inlets have now completely disappeared from the island. This is unfortunate, but there is a hope for a remedy. As of this writing, there are talks of recolonization from the continent underway. The prospects of success for such an adventure, however, are not good, as proven by the wide-scale failed attempt to reintroduce. Page 15. Okay, this is all just about birds and identifying them. Call this Cyril Bunting is easily recognizable. That'll be important for a puzzle, I'm guessing, but we don't really need to look at it now, I don't think. Anything else on the shelf?
Wargrave on Justice. I can only imagine the egotism that lurks within those pages.
He has a copy of a book that Wargrave wrote. Maybe we'll have a look at that later. Interesting.
It's a book holder. Seems like a long time since it's been used.
And here's a map of Devon, or Devon, whatever you'll say. So here's Sticklehaven.
Sticklehaven. Hopefully I'll live to see the place again.
Warning, strong currents make these waters unsafe for swimming.
That's Shipwreck Island.
It is Shipwreck Island. Astute observation. Anything else of importance on here? I guess not yet. Maybe with the sounding numbers that'll come back.
A rather
Antique
beautifully made globe of the world.
Of course, it wasn't really an antique back
A rather
then.
beautifully made globe of the world.
It's just a globe. I should get a globe. Globes are so damn cool.
The drawer is locked.
Okay, so we need to start finding some keys. We got a lot of locked doors and drawers around here. Is that a desk lamp? Desk lamp with bulb, okay.
I can't see anything of interest.
Nothing too fancy going on there. This drawer is open. Took a roll of masking tape, I think? No, sellotape. For collecting fingerprints, no doubt. That'll go perfect with our turkey baster. Okay. Of course, I don't know what we'd be collecting fingerprints of at this point. What was that? Map of Shipwreck Island.
This bears a closer look.
Okay, here's the house, the garden, orchard, apiary, that's where all the bees are. Shiprock Summit, the jetty, the grotto, ruined village. That has my attention. As soon as this storm clears, I think we're going for a little hike. Okay. And what's this down here?
This could use a closer look.
It's a business card. Powerful friends. Want to shine some light on the matter? Flowery sweet beaches may win you a few friends. U.N. Owen. What sort of line of business was this man in? That shit's weird. Oh my god. It's a stamp that he stamped all over the inside of his drawer?
I see nothing remarkable.
Give me a second to strain my eyes. What does that say? Return to author with regrets. Did he review books or something? And was he a dick about it? I guess? Huh. It looks like he got a lot of use out of that stamp. Return to author with regrets. Can I take a closer look at the globe?
A rather beautifully made globe of the world.
Guess not. Okay, let's have another look at this bookshelf. Oh, here's one. Better reach for it. Oh my god, it was way on the top shelf. You did not reach that. Safe passage of the South Sea Islands.
I transcribed the pertinent passages in my notebook.
Yes, the pertinent passages. Let's see if there's anything actually pertinent in here. Sailing south from Marquesas, won first encounters to the Tuamotu Islands, consisting of 78 low islands and coral atolls. Passage within the ring is only possible through Turapawa. Watch out for reefs. Bora Bora. Captain Cook had use of this book during his voyages aboard His Majesty's bark Endeavour. He would have had a far less troublesome time of it, if less adventure as well. Okay, interesting. Is there anything else on the shelf? Oh, yeah, there's another book here. What's this one say? Navigating the Panama Locks.
I transcribed the pertinent passages in my notebook.
A lot of seafaring books in here that we're apparently picking up. We got a lot of numbers in here. The locks were only planned to be 28.5 meters wide, but in 1908, the United States Navy entering from the Bay of Panama in the Pacific Ocean side of the isthmus, the ship will travel 50 miles of canal, so this is about the Panama Canal. Okay, 352 million became the largest expenditure of the United States government to that date. Digging ditches through an isthmus. Okay. I think that's all the books that we have in this building. Nope, there's another one still. Okay, what's this third book? Sailing the Florida Keys.
I transcribed the pertinent passages in my notebook.
Huh. Florida Straits, which narrow from around 90 miles wide near Key West. Oh, yes, fascinating read. I'm just gonna flip to the end there. I don't see anything important. And let's get back to the snooping. So we have some books for when something pertinent happens. Oh, there's another book over here on this chair. Please tell me this one's more interesting. A History of the South Devon Coast. I'm not even gonna open that one. I'll transcribe
I transcribed the pertinent passages in my notebook.
Okay, well, if we find anything that possibly relates to any of those 5 books we just collected, then we'll look into it. What's this painting on the wall?
That looks like the jetty here on the island. He looks quite happy. She a little less so.
They both look pissed. What are you talking about, Narracott? Okay.
The storm is kicking up something fierce. Besides, my time would be better used snooping around inside at the moment.
Oh god, I would kill to have a study like this someday. It's so damn cool. If I was in this game, my origin story would be that I was summoned to the island because I killed a man to have a study. And the man would be UN Owens, and I would have killed him for this study right here. Okay. What's going on, Clue Crew? Commit any more murders lately?
I have nothing more to say to him.
Okay.
I shouldn't do that. I need to have my wits about me.
Hide the liquor. Don't let freaking what's-his-face over here have any more. He'll botch another surgery on the lady in the back. Mrs. Rogers is the one who sounds like John Cleese being a woman in Monty Python, right? Oh no, not John Cleese. I always forget the name of the guy. Was it Terry? No, it wasn't Terry Gilliam either. The guy who always dressed up in drag and did the woman voices, and he sounded so goofy. Oh, you know what? We can explore the kitchen better now, right? Now that, you know.
It's a sturdy cast iron stove.
Now that the cook is out cold. We'll take another look over here. How you doing, miss?
I don't think she's in the mood for conversation.
Well, she's still wiggling a little bit. It's good to see. Wiggling is healthy. Oh, here's that poem. They're selling here, by the way. What's this? Pack of matches. Alright, hold on to that. Here we go. 10 little sailor boys went out to dine. One choked his little self, and then there were 9. 9 little sailor boys sat up very late. One overslept himself, and then there were 8. 8 little sailor boys traveling in Devon. One said he'd stay there, and then there were... Okay, so it is pronounced Devon. Damn it. Okay. 8 little sailor boys traveling in Devon. One said he'd stay there, and then there were 7. 7 little sailor boys chopping up sticks. One chopped himself in halves, and then there were 6. 6 little sailor boys playing with a hive. A bumblebee stung one, and then there were 5. This is very, very foreshadowy. I'm starting to get some vibes about this poem. 5 little sailor boys going in for law. One got in chancery, and then there were 4. 4. How are you supposed to pronounce that to make it rhyme? 4 little sailor boys going out to sea. A red herring swallowed one, and then there were 3. 3 little sailor boys walking in the zoo. A big bear hugged one, and then there were 2. 2 little sailor boys sitting in the sun. One got frizzled up, and then there was 1. 1 little sailor boy left all alone. He went and hanged himself, and then there were none. And then there were none. Oh boy. Half of those words don't rhyme, but I'll allow it. So hang on, wait. If that's supposed to be how the game's going, one choked his little self and then there were 9. Does that mean someone's gonna choke to death now? Everybody, may I have your attention? Nobody eat anything. Do not let anything into your mouth. It is very important that we all abstain from eating to prevent this death from happening. Oh,
A radiator.
God, it's not gonna work.
You can't have enough of them, really.
Let's have a look at the inventory. Is there any way we can play that record we picked up, or do we just look at it? Where is the record? I really don't know. Oh, we got an ink pad too. I didn't realize that. Can we take a
Nothing
close look
else
at this?
to see about that.
No. Okay, so nothing else there. Blah, blah, blah. Roll of sellotape. Oh, wait a second. I think when I reloaded the save, I forgot to pick up the damn gramophone again. Is that what it is? Nope, find the right angle. It's this way. There it is. Take the gramophone.
Interesting history Shipwreck Island
Cutscene.
has.
This didn't happen before.
I studied up on it before I came down.
What are the names of those 2 people I'm accused of killing?
John and Lucy Combs. I made a note of it.
Must have been a couple of kids I ran over near Cambridge.
What the
For
fuck?
them or for you?
Well, I was thinking
Oh,
of
yes,
me,
there's
but
2
of course
children
it
I ran
was.
over the other
It was
day.
damned bad luck on them. Of course, it was a pure accident. They rushed out of some cottage or other. Beastly.
What a fucking dick.
English roads are hopeless, of course. Can't get up a decent pace on them. Well, anyway, it wasn't my fault.
No, I understand. A man has to street race. Simple as. What's the matter, Marston? Wait, do we have our first murder? Is it Marston? Why is he drinking like that? He's getting dizzy. He's got the wobbles. There's an earthquake. Let it be Marston. Let it be this fucking dick. Let him die right here and now. Yes!
This man is dead.
Are you fucking kidding, Narracon? This man is dead. No one gave any reaction at all. Oh, that's fucking hilarious. How about you, Mr. Doctor? We should probably do something about that.
Marston choked to death? You can call it choking if you like. He died of asphyxiation right enough.
Oh my god.
Was Marston poisoned? Can't say exactly. Everything points to one of the cyanides. No distinctive smell of prussic acid. Probably potassium cyanide. It acts pretty well instantaneously.
Alright, we're gonna need to do an autopsy right here in the middle of the floor. I'm sorry, Mr. Owens, your carpet is going to get stained.
Could he have been murdered?
Not my line of country. I'm a doctor, not a detective.
What are you talking about? Of course he was fucking murdered. You think that was a coincidence?
What do you think that record means?
A disgraceful and heartless practical joke, I suppose.
Oh my god. The man is dead.
Did you know Marston before he arrived here today?
Not I, personally or professionally.
Was there something in the whiskey?
Yes, without a doubt.
Was it suicide? You think he would kill himself by drinking poisoned whiskey at the party?
Do you think it was suicide?
Seems like it.
Thank you for your time, Doctor.
Okay, so now we're gonna go examine the whiskey. Was anyone else drinking the whiskey? That's the first question. My god, now we have to ask everybody else about it.
Do you think Marston committed suicide?
Yes. In my experience, certain types of individuals, when faced with their sin, will then commit the greater one.
Ah, that's right, because the woman she's accused of having a play in the death of killed herself.
Did you know Marston before he arrived here today?
No.
What do you think that record means?
There is something very peculiar about it.
Thank you, Miss Brent.
Yes, quite.
Do you think Marston committed suicide?
I shouldn't have said Mr. Marston was a suicidal type of gentleman at all.
Yeah, you're the detective, you would know.
What do you think that record means?
I don't like it, not one bit. Very queer, the whole situation.
Yes, very queer, the whole bit of it.
Did you know Marston before he arrived here today?
Never clapped eyes on him. And who gave you the authority to question us?
You're under no obligation to answer me. Good evening, Mr. Bloor.
Good evening, Mr. Bloor, yes. Why is our buddy over here just staring out the window in a haze now? Excuse me, Mr. Biden. Okay, now he's looking at us.
Do you think it was suicide?
How dare you? My wife died of natural causes, sir. A long illness.
Come on.
Nothing more.
No, I'm talking about the man dead on the floor 10 paces away from us.
In him that I could see.
Oh, God.
What do you think that record means?
Ugly. After 30 years. Ugly thing to say.
Did you know Marston before he arrived here today?
No, I don't think so. Not a military man, I'd wager. Lombard now. He reminds me of someone from my command. But the name wasn't Lombard.
Thank you, General. Stay well.
Well, I mean, you might just have dementia, but maybe Lombard is a fake name. We should watch out for that. Hello, Daphne.
Do you think Marston committed suicide?
You'd never think he would kill himself. He was so alive. When he came down that hill in his car, he looked... Oh, I can't explain.
Don't tell me you liked that piece of shit. He would run over your dog and not even look twice.
Did you know Marston before he arrived here today?
No. I'm sure I would have remembered.
Steady, Miss Claythorne. The lad had his faults, you know.
Yeah, he did. The man just fucking ran down some children.
What do you think that record means?
It was unfair, what it said. Very unfair.
No, I am pretty sure, though, that you actually killed that kid.
You seem to be a remarkably perceptive girl, Miss Claythorne.
Why, thank you, Mr. Narracott.
Is there anything you can tell me about our fellow castaways?
Castaways? You make it sound so...
Romantic?
I was going to say
Oh, God, no. Take 2 steps away from her.
No one has confided any secrets
Narracott,
to me,
no.
I'm afraid.
You're not.
Oh, except one.
That is...
I really don't know you well enough to answer you.
A pleasure as always, Miss Claythorne.
Narracott, stay away from that skank. She will take out an insurance policy on your life and then throw you in the river.
Do you think Marston committed suicide?
He didn't seem particularly remorseful. Of course, the record might have set him off somehow. A new incident long after the fact may create a strong feeling of guilt or fear. Wouldn't you say, Doctor?
Possible. Quite possible.
Oh, look. Chiming in. How about that?
Did you know Marston before he arrived here today?
Heard of him, but we'd never crossed paths or swords.
Who would have heard of this
What
dude?
do you think that record means?
There is something wrong with this entire weekend, and especially with our host, Mr. Owen.
I believe we're all coming around to that conclusion.
Wargrave might be my
Yes,
favorite.
but I know something you don't, Judge.
What is that?
I recognize the voice on that recording, and it was definitely not Mr. Owen.
Who was it?
Not so fast, Narracott. Not until I think things through a bit more.
Good evening, Mr. Lombard.
What if Marston was Mr. Owen, and it's literally just like Saw, where he's making it look like he's dead, and then at the very end he's just gonna, like, come back to life and be like, game over.
Do you think it was suicide?
You conduct yourself well, Mr. Narracott, if you don't mind my saying so. Mr. Blore has told us that you are not what you appear, yet you told him you were not a detective.
No, sir. But I've read many detective novels.
Oh,
I
guess
even
who
had
else
one of
has?
those junior detective kits when I was a boy. Magnifying glass, fingerprint powder.
Junior detective kit. Wonderful.
Piss off, Blore. Nobody asked
An
you.
amateur sleuth, then. You appear to have something of a gift for it.
About the suicide, Judge.
I'm not yet prepared to offer an opinion.
Okay, what about the
What do you
record?
think that record means?
May I answer that in a moment after asking a question of my own?
Fire away.
Does anyone know Mr. Owen's full name?
United
My
Nation
letter was
Owens.
signed only UN Owen.
Yes. UN Owen. Or, by a slight stretch of fancy, unknown.
Damn it!
I'll now answer your question, Mr. Narracott. The name, the recording, the circumstances under which all but you were lured to this island. I have no doubt in my mind that we have been invited here by a madman, very possibly a dangerous, homicidal lunatic.
We've been played like a damn fiddle! Oh, man!
Did you know Marston before he arrived here today?
I knew his father, the Duke, and his elder brother. Like so many younger sons of his class, Anthony Marsden was a bit of a wastrel, as you will have gathered. There were other rumors of late, of his dabbling in politics, but this is not the proper forum.
Dabbling in politics.
Why did you retire, Judge?
I know there was talk about my competence, even my ego running wild, but the truth of it is very simple. My health. A lifetime sentencing my fellow man, and now a higher power has passed judgment on me.
Good evening, Judge.
That's low-key badass.
Where
Hey,
have you
Rogers.
been, Rogers?
What's up?
I went to check on my wife, sir. She is resting comfortably. But I'm afraid I have some distressing news.
She's been murdered!
One of the china figures of a sailor boy
Oh,
has
fuck.
been broken off.